Yo guys, what's up? It's TBOT here. Today we're going to be doing a video on 5 things you shouldn't do in Clash Royale. Now before I get into the video, I want to say that I'm doing a giveaway with a $20 iTunes or Google Play card. Now all you have to do to enter the giveaway is like the video, be subscribed, and comment down below telling me that you've entered in the giveaway and if you want an iTunes or Google Play card. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the first thing that you shouldn't do in Clash Royale. So the first thing you shouldn't do in Clash Royale is mass a bunch of spawners and put them on one side, or just use spawners in general. I think that spawners are super annoying, especially when you clump them up, and it gets difficult to defend against. So spawners shouldn't be recommended. I mean, they just mass all of the troops together like a bunch of goblin huts or barbarian huts, and it gets incredibly hard to defend against them unless you have just an OP army composition. So that would be the very first thing. I think that in combination with the spawners spamming and the exact same troop on a certain side, like if you have the goblin hut spawner and then you just send in some goblins at the exact same time, it just gets super annoying, and they can 3-crown you in a matter of seconds, especially in the lower arenas. Now I don't think this is a huge problem in the higher arenas. I remember having a really hard time battling against them in Arena 5 and Arena 4. So now let's move on to the second thing that you shouldn't do in Clash Royale. So this is actually going to be putting in an expo towards the top of the map, actually right below the bridge that you can see right there, or a mortar. So if you actually use an expo or mortar and place it at the farthest spot you can towards the top, you actually will be able to hit one of the towers. Now this can get so hard to defend against if you have low level troops and you can't take out that mortar expo. It can literally take out a tower by itself. An expo can take out a whole tower by itself in a matter of seconds. I'd say around 30 seconds the tower can go down if the expo is left without damage, but it does obviously lose damage over time. So that's one of the things I don't recommend using. Defensive buildings are definitely just super annoying, but if you use like a Tesla or cannon in the middle of your base just to defend from people attacking you, then you can go ahead and do that, but just don't use like expos to attack the towers or mortars to attack towers. I know just so many people that absolutely despise them. Moving on to the third thing that you shouldn't do in Clash Royale, it's giving up. And you can see right now my main tower was about to lose almost all of its HP. I was pretty much cornered and I didn't give up. I'm still going for that tower. People sometimes lose the raid because they just give up and they rage quit. Do not rage quit. Never rage quit. Only if you know that you're 100% certain to get 3-crowned, you rage quit. And I was able to take out one of his towers using a lot of the troops that I gained up, and that was just not out of luck or anything like that, but at one point in the raid I thought that I was going to lose it. So if you think that you're going to lose a raid, do not give up. There's always an opportunity to end up winning it. Getting on with the next thing that you shouldn't do in Clash Royale, this is going to be taunt spamming. Do not taunt spam. You guys may know, if you have taunt spam before, that you just send in a bunch of emojis if you're mad at losing a raid, or you're just making fun of the other person, or you're just like poking fun of the guy, that you just like send in a lot of emojis, and after you send in all those emojis, you get a taunt limit. Don't be one of those people that hits the taunt limit. You probably have something wrong with you if you hit that taunt limit. I have something wrong with me. Like, I have hit that taunt limit several times because that's just too many emojis to send out. Do not distract the other person by sending in so many emojis. It's about the game, it's not about emojis. I mean, emoticons can be fun to use, especially when you take out an enemy's tower, or when you send in something like the Sparky and they say something like wow. Like that's something that the game is meant for, but not spamming in the cry face after you lose and you get a 3-crown. That's not what the game is meant for. Don't spam the cry thing. So that's one of the recommendations that I suggest you take. Do not spam the emoticons. Now, the fifth thing not to do in the game, and I think the most important one in my own opinion, is not to go on losing streaks. Now, you may ask, how do you not go on losing streaks? I mean, you can't predict the future. Now, basically, this is how you do it. After you lose 2 or 3 games in a row, I wouldn't say that's exactly a streak, but after you lose 2 or 3 games, just stop playing the game. Even if you really want to win that next battle, do not play the game. Just put the phone down for around 30 minutes, an hour, take a break. Take a break from Clash Royale, go do something with your life, go outside and just enjoy things. Then maybe when you're at a restaurant, or when you've finally figured things out and you've taken a nap just attack and be calm. And be calm when you attack. Don't think that you have to win the raid. Don't be like, I need to win this raid or else something bad is going to happen. Just don't be in that mindset. And especially when you're in that mindset, it makes you go on losing streaks. And I've gone on losing streaks for multiple games. And that's just the whole mindset of things. Like, I can easily win against people if I just try. If I just have a mentality that I'm going to win. And if you go on a losing streak, just take a nap, take a break, do something, watch TV, do something with your friends, or just like play Xbox or something. So I hope you guys enjoyed all of those 5 things that you shouldn't do in Clash Royale. Now we're going to be pushing up to Arena 9 in the game. So hopefully I have enough time if you guys want to watch this. This is just some extra raids at the end of the video. But we are going to be doing a strategy with the Sparky and I believe with the Royal Giant. So this is a level 10. I really like this new arena. If you guys have noticed, Frozen Peak Arena just looks really cool. I think that the bottom right and bottom left, like, they look like walls. If you see that, I'm going to zoom in the video. But they definitely look like walls. Barbarians are going to go in. Level 11 Barbarians. Goblins can do an immense amount of damage, especially when they are sent in behind a Hog Rider. So now we have troops on both sides of the base. I'm going to send an Ice Wizard right beside the Sparky, and the Barbarians and the Goblins are going to be able to go over to the right tower, and the Sparky was able to get off 1 hit on that left tower. So things aren't looking too bad. I'm going to zap the Goblins over here. Spear Goblins go in as well to counter those troops. I really need to get in a Elixir Collector as soon as I can on this right side, and actually counter the Hog Rider here. So he's going to be able to do a few hits on that main tower. Elixir Collector is going to go in as soon as we get the Elixir available. Now, what I really like about the Barbarians is that you can just send them in, and even if he, like, sends in a Musketeer or something, they still reach that tower and do a crazy amount of damage for a single troop. So now that I sent in the Elixir Collector, he actually zapped my Sparky, and he was able to take out all of those troops. So I'm going to send in Barbarians in front of the Sparky, hopefully so that the Musketeer targets the Barbarians instead of the Sparky, and things are looking pretty good so far. The Ice Wizard has been sent in. The Barbarians are going to be able to take off that left tower. We do need to take out either the main tower or the left tower to tie this thing up. The Royal Giant is going to go in now with Spear Goblins, and it looks like we have a chance to take out that main tower if we get rid of some of these troops right here. So here we go. Hopefully we can actually take out this main tower. I'm going to go ahead and... oh no, there's something right there. What is that? What is that? Something is right underneath my Royal Giant, and things aren't looking too bad right now. Oh shoot, I just zapped a random piece of air right there. I'm sorry if my commentating is all over the place right now. I just really need to get this win, and it looks like we are about to get it with that Royal Giant. So I'm going to say good game. So it's all about the mindset. I mean, and sometimes it's just not good to go on losing streaks, especially when you lose against level 9s and you think that, oh, I could have won that battle. So you just try again and again and again, and you just lose and lose and lose. So now I'm going to go ahead and attack again. This guy is a level 9, and never assume that you can beat a person just because they're a level lower than you and you have higher cards. They could be just a lot better than you, just genuinely a lot better than you. So his Sparky is going to go in. I believe he does have a level higher Sparky than I do. He already has an advantage over me. I'm going to go ahead and probably zap his Sparky and then send in Goblins right behind it, or just Barbarians. And there they go. And that's a really good tip, to just use the zap spell, especially when you have a Sparky in the area. I really hate when the minion horde is used against all ground troops. It makes things a lot harder for me. Only one Barbarian was able to reach that right tower after I sent in that Royal Giant, the Barbarian, some Goblins. That's absolutely crazy. So I have 2 Elixir Collectors down. I'm going to send in a Sparky on the right side, and I'm going to go ahead and mass up all the troops I can. Hopefully the Royal Giant is going to go ahead of the Sparky here, and he sends in his Sparky on the right side. So now the Goblins are going to be sent in here. The Sparky might be able to give off a few hits, and it looks like it did. I'm going to send in a zap spell, and goblins are going to be able to take out that Sparky. I'm sending in another elixir collector. We have a minute remaining, so all we have to do is keep him off for a minute, and that'll be pretty easy to do. I mean, sometimes you let loose towards the end of the battle. Never give up. That's just one of the things that I mentioned earlier in the video. Do not give up on battles. Barbarians are going to be sent up. Goblins are going to be sent up. Zap the troops here, sending in some spear goblins. And sometimes, like, the timing is what gets it. And, like, you might send in a zap spell, and then he sends in another troop that you could have zapped right after you put up the zap spell. So it's all about timing. Make sure you know when you're doing things. I mean, it's hard to think twice when you're doing something live, but I guess you just have to. So those barbarians might be able to take out that main tower. We were able to get the 3 crown while keeping him off of that right tower. So that pretty much wraps up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you guys want free gems, click the first link down in the description or click the link on the right side of the screen, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.